just let the voice go through. So that's fine.
You're live. YouTube first.
Hello. Hi, everybody. This is not like official, like started.
Yeah.
We're still in the middle
Still
of
doing like chats, 1, 2, 3 chats, but we don't have the mics.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
could pretend.
Now we're just talking about what should I eat for dinner.
Right.
Yeah. So what is your favorite food?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too. Oh my god.
Okay. One of the. If you ask all my friends, they say like they know I love food so much. Yeah, and it's bad because like I love so much that like I need to work out so much because I just keep on eating food. But one of my favorite foods by far is probably like pasta. Like Italian pasta, or I love all kinds of Asian food, like Vietnamese food. I love like pho and then vermicelli and the rice dishes. I also love like Japanese food, like ramen, sushi.
Carbs.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I literally like use carbs. Like just love carbs. Like I love bread, pasta, noodles, like all that stuff. It's so bad though.
Do you have a favorite kind of pasta though?
It has to be. Well, it doesn't have to be. My favorite's like red sauces. Like it's like plain like tomato sauce or like rosé. Like I just ate pasta today.
你不要
Oh, you did.
Where?
Sophia didn't have food, so she's probably jealous.
不用放在那里。
Hello.
So hello,
Hi,
YouTube.
everybody.
This is
Hi.
YouTube.
Yeah, this is YouTube.
This is YouTube. That is Instagram.
Facebook, that's Sophia's camera, Wendy's camera. Hello. Okay.
It starts.
I guess. Can you go check this
That's
one?
fine. I can go check it. Hi, audiences. We're telling your followers that you've started a live video. Yeah.
They'll have to watch the live show like that.
Okay.
Have to hold
Yeah.
the phone. Yeah.
But
Okay.
I tried to put it into like a vertical, but
It
it
won't.
can't fit. It can't fit.
Okay.
both of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm so sorry for all the followers. You guys probably have to turn on your phone to the other direction to watch us.
Yeah.
So shall we start?
We can. Are there people watching it? Or is it just no?
That one is definitely started. I even see from the far like people are,
Waving.
moving. So
Hello. The Facebook one is low on brightness.
Yeah.
But it's okay, I think.
Facebook saying
Okay.
即将开始直播.
Okay. So shall we
So
wait
it's
for a little bit
starting
or
Yeah.
YouTube, good.
YouTube's
It's
good?
already
good.
see you there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Hello.
good. Everything called good. You guys
Yeah.
look gorgeous. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what's wrong with this one.
So you probably schedule the time on Facebook till the Facebook probably gonna be
Oh yeah.
start.
There's
at
1
the-
minute. It's
It's
like
okay.
1 minute.
Oh, it's
1 minute left.
Okay.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hi everyone. Welcome to the My Mulan channel. And my name's Sophia.
My name is Melody.
My name is Ella. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to see everybody here. So today, Sophia, which is me, and Ella, we're gonna be co-hosts, and we're gonna talk with Melody to get to know more story about her.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Very.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess at least at the beginning we have to make this a little bit formal. So would you like to start introduce a
Sure.
little
I
more
should have a little
about?
introduction about
Yeah.
Melody right here. So Melody is a dancer and actress born and raised in Mississauga, Ontario. She began dancing at the age of 5 at local competition dance studios and has traveled the world for international dance conventions and competitions. Currently, she's a member of a competitive dance crew based in Toronto, Canada. She has extensive experience in many styles of dance, including hip hop, locking, popping, house, contemporary, acro, tap, and ballet. But her favorite styles are
Hip hop and contemporary.
there we go. So Melody is known for being a principal dancer in Netflix 13 the musical and acting in Netflix Grand Army, Additionally, Melody and her dance crew won the Golden Buzzer for Canada's Got Talent 2020 and finished the competition in 3rd place.
Awesome.
So exciting! Oh my god!
And that is not her whole story. We're gonna talk more and more and more about her. And to continue, Melody is also a former national rhythm gymnast.
Wow.
Yeah, and winning bronze in her category at the Miss Valentine's International Rhythmic Gymnastics Competition in 2017.
So many
She has
times.
traveled internationally for this and athletic group gymnastic competition, including Puerto Rico. We've been to multiple different places. And outside of the dance, she views academic as a priority in her life. So I'm gonna show off our guest a little bit more today. So actually, she received a lot of amazing offer from the very well-known university from all over the world.
Yes.
So she has made her the final decision to accept the offer just to go to the Harvard University next year or this year.
This year.
So this
Wow.
September,
Yeah.
very soon.
September, congratulations!
Thank you.
What are you studying, may I ask?
I actually don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still undeclared. I actually get to decide my major in 2nd year. So
Mm.
all undergraduates in 1st year, they don't need to know. They actually declare it in 2nd year. So I don't need to say.
Is there a particular subject that you're interested in? Though?
Just not physics.
Okay.
I don't like physics, but I'm open to anything.
Okay,
I'm
very
open to
cool.
Okay, however, you listen to me, no
you.
physics.
Happy for you.
Howard's like,
Thank you.
how dare you have the audacity to say no to me?
Well,
Yeah,
she's
so-
got the assets
Oh yeah.
to say no.
Yeah,
right?
she definitely yes.
Yeah.
I would say I'm more of an arts person than a STEM, like science, mathematics person. I'm definitely more arts. I mean, I'm a dancer, obviously, and an actress. So, yeah.
Well, let's say there is more opportunity for her, especially at your age. I'm not saying I'm old. At your age, there are so
on.
many potentials,
Yes.
opportunities.
Yeah.
This is first year of your university. I wish you can enjoy them, and please update with us a little bit more about Harvard University life. Like, we really want to
It'll be
know.
so fun.
For sure, I definitely will.
Yeah.
I definitely will update you guys.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna get into about our live streaming today. So like My Mulan has created back in 2019, and so far they already have had like 6 round of the performance completed within 3 different seasons. And so we're gonna have another show coming very soon in August, right? So for all the followers and audiences today, if you are interested into My Mulan, please go to www.mymulan.ca to purchase the tickets. And you were in the part of the show, right?
Yes, I was.
It was. And so today, actually, we have the Melody here. We're going to talk a little bit more about the story between her and My Mulan, and also because we have a lot of gifts prepared for our audiences today.
Yes.
So
Shall we show them to
we
the audiences
should.
right now?
And we also
Okay.
have to let the audiences know how to. Do you want to tell audiences how we're gonna start this game to win the prize?
Oh, right. Yeah. So basically, we have questions prepared for our audiences today. There's a few trivia questions that we have prepared. The answers would be hidden throughout the live stream today. Yeah, throughout hidden between our conversations. So so I guess pay attention and perhaps keep a pen in front of you or something. Write anything down if you feel like it's important. You might win your prize. We don't know. Yeah, we got all these prizes. We got more surprises that are prepared for you.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be the Roblox leader. I'm gonna keep repeating some repetitive information to
Okay.
tell people how to do this. I hope you guys don't feel like me bothered about this conversation. But anyway, so do you know actually our names actually are the code of the My Mulan tickets?
Oh,
No?
yeah. I think Melody has her own code as well, right?
Okay, let me tell you guys something, and also audience, this is for all of you as well.
Yeah.
So from now on until July 28th, please go to www.mymulan.ca and enter your code to enjoy the 5% off. And actually, we have 3 codes which named by Melody, Sophia with PH. Do not type it in SOFIA.
Ella with 2 L's.
So with this different code, you can choose to go, any of them, but there are a little bit tiny differences. So if you choose to type it in Melody, like by your name, so the first 3 winners gonna get the collector's edition book signed by you. Yeah. And for those who use the code of my name, like Sophia with PH again, and Ella, so the first 3 winners will get the limited edition of My Mulan t-shirts. And all the above the gifts can be collected at the theater reception on the day of the performance. And you won't be here. That meaning you got to sign those books right now.
I don't even have the t-shirt. Could someone like get the tickets and like just sneak the t-shirt?
No worry, I will take care of that later. And so the top 3 winners who purchase the tickets on the day of our live stream, which is today, if you are able to buy the tickets before 12 p.m., but don't do it at like 23:59 kind of stuff. Just do it a little bit earlier. Then you are invited to participate in the press of conference at noon on August 2 to take a group photo with main actors and creators. All the mentioned information will be sent to you by your registered email, like after you purchase, the tickets, and will come with an invitation letter. So we also have a Q&A questions in the end of our live stream. So like you mentioned, right?
Yes.
So there, we also have the other gifts that we can offer it to our audiences today. So like those and this.
Oh, and this?
Yeah, the masks.
Oh my god, this
Yay!
tiara. Oh my god, sorry. Because I was looking at this once I entered the room today. I was like, oh, a tiara.
And see, we have a small one.
Oh my god, that's so
You guys check. You can actually open it, and
they're perfect.
You can try it.
They're perfect for like. I think I'm good for now. I'll pick up my pages first, and I'll come back to the tiaras. They're so cute.
Yeah, those are cute.
Oh my god.
You want
it?
Wait,
It's like
wait.
perfect.
There are 2.
for-
Do you want to try both?
How do I put like this?
It's actually cute.
Yeah, that works.
That's actually very, very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. See, I just got Melody put this on. I just doubled this item like 2
Oh my
times
God.
value.
One of the life goals completed.
Yay!
Oh my god.
So that's pretty much how we're gonna do, how many items and how many code and percentage discount that we can offer it to our audience today.
Yes. Very exciting.
Yay!
Yeah, so stay tuned and win prizes.
Use code Melody.
Ella, Sophia with PH.
There we go.
Okay, so how about let's get into our questions.
Sure. Let's do it. Casual talks today.
Casual talk.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, because before we started the live stream, we actually asked Melody about what her favorite food was, and we found out that Melody actually has a lot of kinds of food that she likes.
Pasta.
Yeah,
Bowl.
pasta, red sauce pasta.
Yeah.
I will remember that. So next time when we go out, we'll be like, okay, Melody likes red sauce pasta. We'll order that for her. Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask because you dance all the time. You started dancing when you were 5. I was just curious, like out of dancing, you're also a rhythmic gymnast. So then these are like the arts and the sports that you do. What other sports? Are there any other sports that you like?
Other sports?
Question.
Yeah.
Well, in school, I did join the volleyball team. I wasn't the best, obviously, because all my effort was put towards dance. But I was on the volleyball team in grade 9, 10, and 12. Grade 11, it's COVID. We didn't have sports, but yeah, I enjoyed volleyball. I actually still like it now. But I do like to play I like to play volleyball just for fun, not super competitive. competitive
Beach
is for
volleyball?
dance. Like beach volleyball was fun. Like just with my friends. Like we hang out at the beach and have a volleyball. I like to play. But other than that, like I spend so much time dancing. I don't have time to do anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like to stay active. Like I do. Honestly, it's surprising, but I do enjoy working out. Back during the pandemic, when the pandemic was super serious, like I used to go on like runs every day. I need to stay active in order for like my well-being to be like top notch. So yeah, I really like being active.
Talking about that, how you guys survived from the COVID situation? Like, Alice, you were able to stay active. I gained like 20 pounds.
Hey, you're not alone. You're not alone. A lot of people had to struggle with that, but like, especially as a dancer, like dance is not only like a sport where you can like dance in your room, but it's not the same at all. Especially like dance is also such a social thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Where you need to be in a room with other dancers in order for it to be like actually impactful. So it was really difficult for a lot of people in Toronto and for me as well. Like all the people I danced with, it was super difficult to deal with that. We tried, like me and my dance team, we tried doing rehearsals on Zoom, but that it just wasn't the
Like,
same.
Practice, like we just do when you guys were doing this Zoom meeting.
Yeah, literally, like I would set up my computer in front of my living room, and I would like move the couches, and then I need to dance there. But it's really not the same.
That requires a lot of effort.
It's a lot of effort, and like when you dance, you also feel other people's energy in the room. But when it's just through a screen, you can't feel anyone's energy.
Yeah.
It's honestly kind of depressing, but like I'm so glad like we're all back to normal now, and I get to dance in person with all my friends. And yeah, I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Did you have another question to ask? Or?
Yeah. So I actually have tons of different questions for
Yeah.
both of you.
Yeah.
So she did her dancing like practice within the room, like the Zoom. I know like she's also doing the traditional Chinese opera.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like how you deal with that? Like did you guys?
I think compared to dancing, like the opera thing kind of requires less like energy from other people. Like you can still practice on your own,
That's true.
and it doesn't really affect a lot of things unless you're doing a lot of like big movements, things like that. Like it's kind of hard to do it in your own living room because you have to like toss things and like this and that. So the space wouldn't be enough. But other than that, like the singing part, you could practice it on your own, and then on Zoom, it works. It's not the best place to sing opera on through the internet, but it works. Yeah. But I think, oh my God, but it must be hard like dancing because
Oh yeah,
so mentioned about the energy thing, right?
Yeah, and just space too. Like not a lot of people are fortunate enough to like have a room for dance. Like I didn't have a room for dance, but I was lucky enough so that my living room I got to move my couches and then
enough space.
the space was like sort of big enough. It wasn't the best, obviously. Like it wasn't as nice as this studio here, but it was something. But still, a lot of people don't have space at all, and so they literally just can't dance. I know like a lot of people cleared out their garages and did it, or like danced on their what's it called? Where they park their cars. Like,
the garage or the driveway?
Yes, driveway.
Okay.
On their driveway, like on the concrete. It was
Oh my
That's
God.
the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
It was the connections and everything. I was like so worried about those.
Oh yeah. It's just it was not great. But
Yeah.
anyways, like it's back we're back to
Yeah.
normal now, which
Yeah.
is really good.
So how did it feel like when you first came back, to in-person dancing? How was it like?
Honestly, it was still like iffy because there's obviously you need to social distance, you need to wear a mask when you dance. And that was honestly like one of the worst things ever.
Isn't it?
It was so painful, but honestly, I was just so grateful to be back in the studio in person. So I wasn't really complaining. I was just like, I'm just grateful I'm here. Like,
Aww.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that you are actually do a lot of different type of dance. I saw this long list, like tap or jazz, hip hop, ballet,
Yeah.
and so many different kinds. So just because I know like your name and your star because of My Mulan, and so I was just wondering like which one of the dance you actually started first and how you get to know My Mulan and started to do the performance with them.
Yeah.
Right. So I think when I first started dance, it was when I was so little, like 5 years old, like I said. And that was like a recreational dance. I think I started with like maybe like baby ballet or like tap or something. And then I transitioned to actually a Chinese studio where we did traditional Chinese dance, but that was only for a little bit. And then when I was around 8, I moved to a competitive dance studio owned by like people who like live here. And that's when I started to do.
How old were you?
I was around 8.
Around 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I branched off and did like tap, hip hop, ballet, jazz, contemporary, lyrical, acro, all that stuff. And then I continued that for 3 years, and then I did rhythmic gymnastics for 2 years, and then I went back to dance for like until now. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So you didn't dance while you were doing rhythmic gymnastics?
No, I didn't. But honestly, it can be comparable to dance because you are still rhythmic gymnastics. Obviously, it's more like it's more skill based. And I was still like obviously like very flexible because rhythmic gymnastics you need to be very flexible and stuff. It was kind of dancey, I guess, but it wasn't the same. That's why like I miss dance so much. I needed to go back.
Right. So I actually have a question for her. So because she's in the My Mulan show and that was a performance dance, so I bet that's different from competitive dancing, right? So when was your first performance dance that you ever did? Or was it My Mulan?
No idea.
You have no idea.
It's like, Mom, do you remember?
Like, I can't really tell the difference between performance and competitive because when I dance on stage, it's just dancing on stage. Whether if it's performance or competitive, I still put everything out on stage.
True.
But if we're talking like competitive versus like just dancing, period, and no competitiveness, like that's when I see a difference in dance. So, sorry, especially like when I compare creating a dance to compete with it rather than creating a dance just to dance, there's a huge difference in that because I realized like after dancing for so long, I enjoy dancing to dance rather than to compete so much more because when I dance to dance, it's so much more fulfilling for yourself.
For fun.
It's so much more fun.
Yes.
It's so much more like less stressful, and it's you're dancing like for yourself and to have fun rather than you're dancing like to compete to win something. And honestly, that dance, there's so much more like technique that needs to be followed. Like, oh, we need in this performance, we need to have this amount of seconds of like a specific amount of dance. Like for example, I just went to Montreal to compete for this competition called Hip Hop International with my dance crew. And
this year, last month?
Yeah, literally last month.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we call it HHI, Hip Hop International.
They also have the jazz one, right? At the Montreal, do they?
I don't know.
Why did you ask?
Because
Did you have a friend who was in
one
that?
of the neighbor that I know, he actually flew all the way from Vietnam, and he's dancing like really, really good. And he told me last month he was at Montreal for some dance competition. Maybe you guys were in the same place.
I don't know. It was only hip hop for hours. And no jazz.
Forgot about him.
Our neighbor.
It's just my neighbor.
But yeah, anyways, like when we were creating our set for HHI, it's literally like there's so many rules you need to follow, like specific rules, and then it doesn't really like dance turns into like just like movements. It's not like dance anymore. And when when it's like that, it's not as fun. It's more tiring. It's more stressful. But when I dance, just because I want to dance, it's just like I let it go. It's just so much more fun. But to answer your question,
Sure.
for how I got involved in my
Yeah.
Mulan, that was back in 2019, so 3 years ago, well, a long time. But it was actually my mom who approached me and said she actually saw this audition for the like Muzi role, and I was like, whoa, that's actually really cool. So then I went to audition, and then I was invited to be a part of the cast, and we just went on from there doing rehearsals and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. I actually want to hear more about her rehearsal, her first rehearsal at the My Mulan show. How was it like?
And just added on her. I also have another question. Maybe you can just answer two
Yeah, just talk. Come on.
Yeah, just talk.
Just talk.
Because what Melody just said is very important because that is the answer of one of the questions that we mentioned earlier.
Oh yes.
So if you guys want those like little shiny gifts, or like brochure or a signed book by Melody, just please pay attention to the rest of the information.
Write it down.
So she just mentioned her name when she was the role that she was playing,
the character's
Mulan.
name.
Yeah. And do you still remember? And like you can just answer me later. Like the first time when like the first performance, the date, or maybe how many pieces My Mulan has it? Okay.
She has a lot of questions to answer.
I have a lot of questions. You
Yeah.
can just choose any of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna leak the answer to the audience.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
audition.
it was 3 years ago. It's kind of hard to remember, but I do remember auditioning. It was honestly kind of nerve-wracking, but it was fun. Like I got to see other people audition too, and I got to like just dance. And actually 2019 was the time where it's the year where it's after I quit rhythmic gymnastics to go back to dance. So honestly, I was kind of rusty. I wasn't dancing as much because I wasn't dancing for 2 years because of rhythmic gymnastics.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna do it? I haven't danced in a while, but that was like fine. Like, and then when I was rehearsing, I remember I was also in the group sword dance. So that's what we worked on first because we also needed to compete at the Toronto International Youth Dance Festival.
Oh wow. So that happened at the same time?
That happened first. Like I
okay.
remember that was the focus. Like I remember joining around like May 2019 maybe, and then rehearsals all the way in June, July, and then August was the Toronto International Youth Dance Festival, which won first place. Woo!
Yay!
and then from after August, we started to focus on the My Mulan, the rest of it.
Yeah.
So like the dance of when so what you see in the show, like all the beginning and stuff, and all that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So the character that she plays, Muzi or Michelle, is the new version's name of her character.
Yeah.
Because the director Miss Lee told us that she was like the Melody was like the perfect dancer for this role because she is just like Michelle. And then so because from what I've learned of the plot of the story, I think it tells about how Michelle or Muzi lost like confidence at one point, but then gained it back later.
Years later.
Yes. Yeah. So has there been any case of stories that you have experienced similar experiences as Michelle or Muzi?
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like a lot of people can resonate with Michelle's story actually, including me. So obviously, like I'm a dancer and actor, and I need to audition a lot for acting roles and dancing roles. I actually just got an audition this morning, and then like literally so many times a month and so many times a year you audition for TV, movies, commercials, music videos, all that stuff. But people need to understand that you usually, honestly, you don't get these on, like, you don't get the role because there's just so many people competing for one singular role. It's really hard to get the role. So what people do when they first start off auditioning is they get really discouraged.
Yes.
They're like, am I good enough? Am I really talented enough to actually do this? And when I first started, exactly, self-doubt. So that's what happened to me actually. When I started, I was auditioning for so many things, but I saw like I wasn't booking anything. So I was like, what's wrong? I was starting to lose confidence, just like Michelle in the story. Losing confidence and quitting. I believe that like you should turn this like I was also like seeing all my other actor friends get booked for roles, and that was making me it's the worst feeling.
Stressful. Oh god.
It's the worst feeling to
Emotional
see.
damage. You saw the meme, emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oops. Yeah. I can feel. I can feel that.
So like I wasn't getting anything, but all my actor friends were, and it was just it was the worst feeling because I was feeling a little jealous, because I was like, well, what am I not doing that they're doing?
After I tried so many things, I just made efforts.
And I spent so much time like going to auditions, driving all the way to Toronto to audition, and then like doing self-tapes and all that stuff, and I'm still not getting anything. But I think that what I did is I turned this jealousy into motivation actually, because I feel like it's such a waste if you just give up and stop.
Good strategy.
Like if I just gave up and just stopped, I would have seen all this wasted potential. Because honestly, I feel like everyone has potential to do so many things. They just need to find it. And I feel like I needed to find mine. I didn't want to just waste it and just stop. I didn't want to waste my time, my effort, all that effort to audition. And so I just kept going. And honestly, like hard work really does pay off. I mean, like I'm in a Netflix movie now. I'm in a Netflix show. I'm on the show called The Next Step, which is honestly one of the craziest things ever, because I watched that show growing up as a kid, and now I'm on it. Which is
motivation.
God, I want to cry as if I was through that.
Oh my god, wow. But yeah, it really is crazy. And now I'm going to Harvard. Like that's crazy to me. And it's all because like I just never gave up. You know, it's super cliche to say like don't give up.
Don't give up.
But it's super like cliche to say that, but it's really true. Like if I would have gave up and just stopped acting because I just didn't get a couple roles, then none of this would have happened.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's just like my Mulan story, to be honest. Because I have a totally different background. I am not like born and raised here. So I remember when I was little, actually all the movies from Disney were from Hollywood. Actually, like we were enjoying to love just to watch all of those.
Oh yes.
But I was just thinking like who would be inspired like myself like the most. And then the way that I was understanding about the Mulan is from like historical perspective. We learn this background story, we watch the Disney movie, and then I see how the Western world to see this Mulan in a different perspective. And then finally when I got here, I'm not sure if you know, but I think you know. So one of the famous actress like Jodie Faye, she was in the main character as being a Mulan in the movie. So and then I just start to it's very weird. I started to pay attention on people how people from North American how they're thinking about this character. And it's very interesting. They were all asking the movie director where the Mushu goes. The path who was being with Mulan before. I was like, is that all you guys care about? But anyway, well, the overall, like, I just want to say, so Mulan is more than just a story from the history perspective. It's actually, especially after I've been I think you were in that show back to 2019. and is more than just that character. It's more like inspirational character to encourage a lot of women in the modern society
Yes.
to become the women that they truly want to be. Like
Yes.
your story, you never give up, although you mentioned it might sound cliche. But sometimes something sounds like the most simple is the thing. It's the hardest thing to do.
Yes, that's true.
Right.
It's always easier said than done. Like you can always say like all this stuff, but it's so hard to actually do it.
So a question to you, and maybe you can think about that too.
Yeah.
So when you guys were growing up, like who would be the person that actually inspired you the most?
Honestly, for me, it's literally just my competitors. Like I would just look at people that are exactly like me, and I would it's honestly kind of bad to say this, but I would compare myself to them. But I know a lot of people say, "Oh, don't compare yourself to others," but that's only bad if you compare yourself to others and don't do anything about it, and just like look bad on yourself, like, "Oh, she's better than me. Okay, I suck." That's bad. But if you actually say, "Oh, she's better than me. How can I be better than her? How can I improve myself?"
Put a competitor as a way of being a benchmark, and then I just,
Exactly.
Wow.
So there's not
run over you.
there's not like one specific person that was like, "Oh, this is my idol. I kept on following this person." But everywhere I go, I find people who are the same level as me or like higher, so I can find what they do and better like improve myself so that like we are I take inspiration from my competitors because
learning from them, that's the best way to do
Yeah.
it.
exactly
Yeah.
Learning from your competitors is the best way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you want to ask me the same question as well?
Because you asked me to think about it.
We're friends in our
Yes.
personal life, so
Yes.
yeah, so I barely see any competitors around her because she's always the best. That I know her.
No.
It's a very funny story. So we know each other through one of the not famous. He's gonna kill me. But he's a person who's working at the film industry out of China, and he's working with one of the most famous director in China. So we met each other through this person, and then this is how I know about Ella. Ella was doing this thing just like you. You guys can keep going to do the same thing for many, many, many different years. When I saw girls who were able to do that for many, many years and just pay attention, making efforts, even though there was difficulty there, or if you fail at the same place for multiple different times, but eventually the certainty that you have it's gonna make you to go through everything and to get it what you wanted in the very end,
Yes.
So you don't have to answer that question.
That's okay, because I've got more questions prepared for Melody. Actually, it's like leaking the answers for the trivia question, because Melody mentioned about the sword dance that was involved in both the My Mulan show and the dance competitions. So like, because sword obviously it's like a part of martial arts. I've seen the swords. I know they're like real swords that could be used for martial arts.
Yeah.
So like before you did the sword dance, has there been like earlier chances of you trying like knowing how to use like these weapons or props, whatever, or was it like your first time using these as props for dancing? So it was actually my first time, because I know like using that specific type of sword, it's actually like an actual traditional Chinese dance.
Yeah.
And I never done that before, so it was really, really cool, like learning how to use those things. But in the past, like obviously I've used props for dance, but nothing like that before, nothing like a sword. So that was like really, really cool experience. And actually, for the show that I'm on, The Next Step, they actually saw that I had some experience with Chinese, like traditional Chinese sword dance, and they took inspiration for that. So in the show, you might see like me using like a baton to dance as well. So that's super cool.
Okay, sorry, Sophia, if I'm cutting you, but I'm just trying to get through, like, trivia questions.
I'll leave that with you to take care of that. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut you off a little bit because
Sure. Feel free
guys,
to do
remember you were able to type it in the code Melody.
Code Melody.
Yeah,
Sophia, Ella.
yeah, to get the 5% off.
Yes.
And also the first the winner. First 3 winners actually today, if you're able to buy the tickets from www.mymulan.ca, and then you can get the signed book by Melody, and you are also able to get the t-shirts, My Mulan t-shirts. And sorry, guys, it's easy to win the game, but I also have to let you guys how to collect the gifts.
Yes.
So for the people who were able to get the Mulan t-shirt and signed book by Melody, you can collect those gifts at the theater reception on the day of the performance. And also for later on, for the questions that you guys are going to answer, you can actually come to the Lingdance Markham campus or North York campus before August the 10th. And you can just make a gift to pick up appointments by calling the number 647-838-3268. And I think my partner, my coworker, or the director of the Lingdance school are able to receive these messages. Please type in the number into the messages area.
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to do just to be making sure you guys are able to get the gift discount, and later on you guys can come very welcome to the performance in August to enjoy the show with all of the acts.
It's a privilege, so take the chance.
Yes, so take the chance. So I'm
Yes.
gonna leave this microphone.
Thank
to
you.
Yes, pass it on to
because I
yeah.
got a question for Melody, because she mentioned about how she improves herself by comparing herself with the competitors.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna answer this, although you didn't ask me. But for me, it's like I will look up to somebody who who does really well in this industry, or have the skill set really well, and then I will learn from them. So basically what I was gonna ask is that in my Mulan show, because when you were in the show, you were the youngest lead role dancer, right? And then I know that in the same show there are professional dancers who are also playing leading roles on the same stage. So how is it working with the professional dancers, because you are so young and
Well, it was obviously such an honor sharing the stage with such professional dancers. So for the 2019 show, I know there's this girl named Jolie Jun who was the Mulan character, and she's some famous dancer in China, and now she's in the United States dancing and stuff. And
that's important, write it down.
Jolie Jun.
Jolie Jun, that's the dancer who played the main character. Yes, please continue.
Yeah, continue.
Don't worry about it. So yeah, it was such an honor sharing the space, rehearsal space, sharing the stage with such highly accredited people. But it was also, I took that as an experience to learn from them as well, because obviously they have so much experience, so much professionalism. I wanted to learn from them as well. But yeah, honestly, I wasn't that nervous talking to people who were this professional, but I really was grateful that I got to experience that.
That's so great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've personally never seen the drama, the performance, unfortunately, because I wasn't in Toronto before.
You were in Vancouver.
I was in
before,
Vancouver before, so I never got to see the show, but I will get to see the show this year. Very exciting. I know there's for every story.
Where the show gonna come to Vancouver one day.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, I know for every, especially a story like My Mulan, there's a villain, right?
Yeah.
And please remind me. Do you know who played
Main villain?
The villain, or the king of barbarians? Oh, actually, no. Yeah. So we weren't gonna ask who played that, but who the villain was, right?
Yeah, who the villain was after My Mulan story. But I'm so sorry. I think we already give you the answer,
Yeah.
so you better mark that down,
Right?
to get what you wanted
Sophia
later.
would be mad if somebody like if that question wasn't answered correctly. Nah, just kidding.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because she asked you a question about professional dance and like competitive stuff. So and you also mentioned yourself, like you use that competitor as an energy to improve yourself.
Mhm.
So this is actually a very typical. No, this is actually a fun question. I'm gonna ask you first and then explain the intention that why I was asking that.
Okay.
So who do you compare sometimes the most to?
Oh wow.
And the reason why that I'm asking that is very funny. So
Why?
I come from like a very typical mainland China Asian family.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, so we have a thing called the other kid.
Oh yes.
So the other kid means like when you were growing up, your mom gonna always tell you who did the best on what,
yeah.
to use that as an example to encourage you to improve yourself. My mom is another level. So for majority of the family, they're gonna say, oh, Han Mei Mei or Li Lei or whatever. It's just random case name.
Yeah.
My mom, when I was 5 years old, she started to use a celebrity's name. When I was growing older, and she used Obama's wife to encourage me to improve myself more. But you know what? Also, it sounds like ridiculous, but to be honest, I do start to realize that once you use someone to encourage yourself, especially if that person is like excellent in the field that they were doing, like they're the pro and they're the expert on that field, it works sometimes.
Yes.
You need like some good energy, good vibe from people.
Mhm.
So just to dig a little bit further, you said that is how you're going to use that energy to improve yourself. So who do you compare most of the time?
I honestly, it's not like a famous person, but I find someone exactly like me, but like better. So I look for like another Asian girl who has like similar background to me,
Yeah.
but is just better. That means like, okay, because your mom compared you to Obama's wife or whatever. I think
That is not some important information you can have to market.
No,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's just so uncomparable.
Yeah.
You are some girl from mainland China.
Yeah.
She is I don't even know her background, but she is so different from you. I feel like you can't compare that because you come from such different places. But I feel like
Yeah.
if I compare myself to like, oh, another girl from Ontario who's Asian, and stuff like that, I feel like whatever she can achieve, I can also achieve. Because we're like almost the same person.
Yeah.
So I won't compare myself to someone who's across the world because I feel like it's the playing field is not even.
The differentiation. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like, oh, even though they cured cancer at age 12, maybe they had a whole different background that allowed them to do that. But I think of what's most realistic for me. So I look for people who are just like me, but better, so that I can also be better.
She's very clear with her goal.
Yeah, right.
And no matter who the girl is, I just want to say you can join and win the prize. You probably can get the signed book by Melody.
Yes,
yeah.
buy tickets with code Melody.
You can get 5% off for Sophia or Ella, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I agree.
So, so I also want to know, like, what are the things that can get you very excited about the life?
Honestly, I think just my personality is a very enthusiastic. Amongst my group of friends, like either at school or at dance or whatever, I feel like I'm the person who brings people's energy up.
That's
Which is really good. It's actually
Yeah.
a really good quality because when like honestly like energy levels in rooms, like they really are game changers. Like I really like to hype my friends up and to support them and to make them feel good, because that's like you can get anything in life if you make people feel good. Like they like if you get people to like you, like that is like honestly the key to life.
She's such a sweetheart. Do you have a sibling?
I have an older brother.
Oh, like how many years older than
Just
you?
2 years older.
I'm so jealous. I've always wanted an older brother. When I was little, I would ask my mom, can you give birth to like an older brother for me? But obviously that wouldn't work. Like, come on. Yeah.
But
speaking of bringing energy to like everywhere, do you think that has anything to do with like dancing and like the performance arts that you've been involved with since you're little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like when I joined, so my dance crew is called the Renegades. When I joined the Renegades, the reason why I joined is because I thought the community of dancers was so supportive. Like we were all just hyping each other up and like so energetic, so enthusiastic. So I wanted to not only be the one who was enthusiastic, but also like surround myself around people who were also enthusiastic. Because don't get me wrong, like I love like hyping people up, but it would feel nice to like be hyped up as well.
Like,
Right?
she's the type of the friend that you needed, you
Yeah.
know. Having people up, just being very supportive, that is really important. That's the way that you are actually making people feel like loved by you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll get the same thing in return. most of the
Exactly.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so honestly, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to join the dance crew, and dance in Toronto and stuff like that, because I love the community.
I love it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna just drag this conversation back to a little bit more because you mentioned like you started this pretty much, especially the performance started back in 2019 and then COVID hit on us.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna ask. So is there any difficulty times when you were doing the show with My Mulan that makes you frustrated during the COVID time that you maybe just thought about like, you know what, I'm gonna just leave it as, I'm gonna stop for a bit? Or is there any just a moment that you were struggling with, but eventually that you just thought that was a teamwork for anybody, or any fun story or any story or moment that you remember give you the most like impressive, the timely stuff that you love to share with our audiences today?
Yeah, so there's definitely like I think this is a universal like issue during the pandemic, like is a lack of motivation to do like anything, especially all the struggles like we went through before, all the like not boundaries, the barriers to dancing during the pandemic, like it was so hard to dance. So I personally went through a period of time where I just didn't want to dance because it was so unmotivating, because I had nowhere to dance, I had no community, I couldn't dance with my friends, like, so what's the point of dancing, right? And I just felt so unmotivated, and I feel like that was like a lot of dancers in Toronto. It wasn't just me, it was a lot of dancers across the world who felt like this. It was really tough on us, which is why I was so grateful to be back in the studio after. But during that time, I just like everyone else, like we found new hobbies, we like took a break from things, but we went back and did all this stuff, and I feel like honestly I handled it pretty well.
You are, definitely are. Especially today, you went for the audition. You just keep your days going,
Right.
Get everything like arranged pretty well.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I feel like it was great that I kept going, because actually in 2021 the pandemic was still happening, like people were still wearing masks. But that's when I got an audition for 13 the musical. And I was like, okay, it's a huge movie, I'm probably not gonna get it. It's like huge budget on Netflix, like whatever, I'll just submit my tape. And then I
Do
submitted
not
it.
tell me you were even thinking about just to give up.
Honestly, like there becomes those times where like you see such a big project,
Okay.
and thousands of people are auditioning for the one, and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna get this anyway.
Yeah.
So who was there pushing you to, or you pushed yourself?
Like I always have to push myself. Just this morning I received an audition for this big company. I was like, okay, I would obviously love to get this, but it's hard.
Tell me more.
Which I can't say anything.
Oh, okay. Say it. Tell me later.
Once she's got the job.
Yeah, once you got it, tell me.
But yeah,
Okay.
it was like a huge budget Netflix film. Like the choreographers were on Disney's Aladdin, and then the choreographers were also like the choreographers of BTS, which I love.
I have goosebumps right now.
And then the director was the director of High School Musical, the musical series. And I was like,
yeah.
oh my god,
Wow.
these people are so well credited and stuff. So how am I supposed to get this? But then I still obviously tried my best during my self-tape. I submitted it.
Yeah.
And then I actually got the role, which was so crazy.
You
because-
never know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is to this day one of the biggest roles I've ever
It
gotten.
belongs to you. Eventually gonna comes to you.
You got so much more potential.
Yeah, especially imagine she started to dance and practice everything when she was 5.
Yeah.
And all the way she was just there, just improve herself, like just encourage herself and just make so many efforts. So to be honest, I don't like understand why you just had this tiny little bit self-doubt. But overall, congratulations
Thank
for the
you
role
so
you got.
much. Yeah, thank you.
So happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were like filming during the pandemic, like in 2021. But the pandemic didn't stop us from like filming. Obviously, we needed a COVID test like every other day, wear masks during
Oh, God.
rehearsals. It was a lot of like COVID tests up the nose. But it's okay. Like it's okay. I still had the best time ever. Like I made so many close friends. And actually, the trailer just released a couple of days ago, and then the actual movie is coming out on August 12th on Netflix. So
Oh my
go watch it.
Can you repeat that piece of the information again, like about the trailer, where to watch it, and when to watch it? Yes, please.
So the movie's called 13 the Musical. It's going to be on Netflix. The trailer just dropped a couple days ago. You can find it on YouTube. Just search up 13 the Musical Netflix trailer. And the movie is going to be released on August 12th, 2022. So almost like in a month, less than a month. So make sure to go watch. I'm a dancer in it, and I'm so excited for this to come out. I'm it's one of the most proudest things
All
ever.
of us are. So go get the what was the way to get to get Melody's signature again? Get it soon or never.
Yeah. Use my code Melody to buy a
Yeah.
ticket. You get 5%
yes,
off,
there we go.
and then you also get.
So, just to cut you off, so guys, please go watch the trailer because I'm gonna do that later. Because
Yes.
imagine this got me so excited, like someone that I know from My Mulan, and she's actually are doing great with her career, and she's gonna start her new life.
Yeah.
And also my Mulan show is gonna start in very soon in this August. So to get the signed book by Melody, so you once you purchase the tickets with the code of the Melody, the first 3 winners will get the signed book by her.
Yes.
So to collect the gift, you can just come to the theater reception on the day of the performance. Or you can use my name, Sophia, with PH, or Ella, ELLA, to get the limited edition of the My Mulan t-shirt. Just please use the code, and you can also get a 5% discount off. And to just please go to the website www.mymulan.ca to purchase the tickets. And I saw a lot of people are actually tapping
I
our
want to
link.
read it, but I
Me
can't.
too.
So can we go in
Go.
front of the camera?
Are
we allowed?
Why not?
Okay, we got a couple of cameras set up.
Oh, okay. Hi guys. Hi guys.
Read the
Hello.
YouTube comment.
Yeah,
I got
square
it.
dance and
I got it.
may
Let's
choose
do
from the
that
melody,
over here.
Sophia.
Okay,
Is
hi,
okay.
everyone. Hello.
So excited to see Melody. Oh, thank you.
So, Polly, okay. I think her daughter just got encouraged by the story and by you, and yeah, and they actually they actually try to audition for this time.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow.
Mhm.
I'm so glad you guys are watching.
Actually, this is like
I
very
think.
the end of the.
Oh yeah, we're getting close to the end, aren't we?
But it's just I can't just sitting here, just do not watch those like comments, and then the audience is the reaction. I'd love to know how they feel about our conversation, and also if just in case they have any questions. But I believe our director is focusing on to answering those questions. That's why so many messages are popping out. Okay. So you're going to start your university life very soon. So when are you planning to leave?
I actually move in. I'm supposed to move in August 19th.
August 19th.
So
that's
it's
quite
very
soon.
soon. It's
Yeah.
very, very soon.
A little bit more than 1 month.
Talking about August 19th, I'm going to leak these answers to our audiences
Okay.
of that question. So the first performance of My Mulan was actually back in August 21st in August back in 2019.
So August 24th of 2019. That was the first time that My Mulan show was up.
Yeah.
Was up on the stage.
And
Yeah.
you were going to leave actually before the August show. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
At least we caught her today.
Get Melody's signature on the booklets if you get
That's true.
with her code. If you're one of the first 3 people who got the tickets with the code, then you would get a booklet signed by Melody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because this is the end of the live stream, so we want to just make these questions more easier and more just relaxed, because I know like you're gonna leaving soon. And so do you have any other thing that you want to do that before you leave and your mom doesn't know? Oops.
Obviously, I just want to spend these last moments here, like with my loved ones, my friends. Spend lots of time with them. Spend lots of time dancing here, because when I go to Harvard, there obviously won't be as much time for me to dance. So I want to dance as much as possible now, and then when I go, unfortunately, I think I need to like dance less. But I am on the Harvard dance team, which is still good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I do still get to dance.
So you're involved already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I am.
Although you're not even on campus at the moment.
Maybe you already met some of your classmates or maybe your teammate already.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It is.
And you guys can just, like as a group, once you guys met, you guys can explore the campus together to see is there any pasta or Italian restaurant
Oh my
on the
God.
campus?
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
did go visit earlier, like
I know.
in April. And literally I asked people like best food places. Like I know there's like ice cream, bagels, like all this really delicious food. I need to try it all.
Yes.
It sounds so delicious. I love
Yeah. She's so cute. She just wants to explore. Where can I get an ice cream and a bagel and a pasta? I have to be making sure all the things are
Oh my
set up. Then I'm
God.
gonna go there to study.
Yeah.
First
Now
food,
you're-
then Harvard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
First the food and then Harvard. Always take care of
Love it.
my essential needs first. So yeah. So other than like the other stuff that you wanted to do, so back to our My Mulan show, because the new show is gonna come soon in August the 12th and 13th.
Yes.
Actually, we have this poster behind us. I'm not sure if you guys are able to
I think
see
I'm
it.
blocking it for the YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know if Instagram's able to see it, but
So I'm gonna ask one question, and Ella, you can feel free to ask Melody another question,
sure.
maybe as an ending question.
Yeah.
So I just want to leave the very last question with you in terms of the show. So do you have any words or any sentences that you would love to just share with our audiences in terms of the show?
I think that honestly, like watching this show, like I got to be a part of it, but then I got to also watch the show I think it was during March.
Yeah.
They also had a show, and it was when I watched it as an audience member, it was beautiful. Like I didn't know I used to be a part of something like this, because as someone who's always on stage, you don't always get to see like
the full thing.
the full thing from an audience member's
Yeah.
perspective. So it's so beautiful. You should go please
Yes.
buy tickets. You will not regret it. And also like if you have kids, bring your kids, because honestly like they will be inspired just like me.
Yeah.
And it's also just so beautiful to celebrate like your own culture like that, because there's lots of traditional Chinese dance, and I grew up doing like Western dance, but I never got to like experience Chinese dance that much, and I actually got to appreciate my culture so much more by not only being a part of it but also watching it. So yeah, go buy tickets, use code Melody or Sophia or Ella for 5% off.
There we go.
Definitely so worth it. So go get your tickets now.
Very well said. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being
thank
here
you.
today with us and putting the time. I know you're
Yes.
quite busy, but I really appreciate that all those like words that coming from her genuine, heart,
Yes.
and she will start with us.
Yes.
So we all later I'm gonna repeat those questions. The last few questions we have it. We actually have the 7 questions in total. But before that, do you have anything else that you would love to ask her?
Oh yes, because
Or
I
you
know
wanna share
there are
something?
so many young dancers who are auditioning. Actually, me and Sophia were at the auditions the other day, and we see so many talented dancers who are coming to audition for the show. And many of them came from that where they have seen the show before. They probably have seen you on the stage as well. So I just want to ask if Melody has any messages for these, or advices for these young dancers who are planning to audition in the future, possibly, or like coming back or whatever.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're planning on auditioning, good for you, because that's a very good, very, very good decision. As for your audition, like they already auditioned, right? But honestly, like for anything in life too, like when you're auditioning for anything, just give it your all. Like, do not limit yourself. Stand out, try to do something that's different, because like people who want to hire you, people who want to like put you in their show, they're looking for people who are unique and people who stand out, and you want to be memorable, right? So do things that are unique, do things that are different, and really put it all on the floor, because you don't want to leave the audition room with regrets and stuff. So definitely do that. So,
very exciting. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
It's very motivational and inspirational.
It is. It's definitely it is.
Yeah.
So
Makes me want to audition.
me too. Actually, I do have a lot of audition questions that I may need to ask you later. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna audition for? Tell me later.
Not at this age. Just kidding.
Tell me
I'm not
later.
saying at this age you should not do anything. I mean, like, you just go ahead to do whatever you wanted to do. I'm just talking about me personally. It's just one of my sister, younger one. She's actually in this field right now. She recently went to this movie festival. She is one of the best actor. Yeah, at the Florence, the festival from Italy. But she's pretty new. If I can maybe create a group later just for us
Please
we're
do.
just randomly talking.
Please do.
And I'm so sorry. I really want to keep Ella and Melody longer here because I really enjoy the conversation with 2 of them. They're amazing. But because of the time that I have to just repeat these questions again, just for you guys to get the this gift.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start the first 3 questions, and do you mind to repeat the rest of it?
Sure.
Okay. So what is the name of the role that Melody was playing in My Mulan? That is first question. And when was the first performance that My Mulan? The time of the My Mulan performance. When was the time? Back in which year and the month and the date? And how many performance My Mulan has completed? Yeah, and you can
I
go
shall
ahead.
continue.
Yeah.
So the 4th question is, who is the main villain of the My Mulan storyline? And the 5th question is, what is the weapon that My Mulan's the Mulan group has used or danced with, and how many scenes are there in the My Mulan show? And the last question is, when the show was first performed, who played the female leading role?
Yeah.
Who was the dancer that
All
played
the
female
information we
leading role?
actually already just shared with everyone
Yes.
during this live stream.
Mhm.
So again, I really enjoyed today's conversation, and with Melody, you, and with you, Ella, today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank
And
you, Melody, for
yes,
coming.
thank you so
joining
much for
us.
coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. We wanted to have this a long time ago because we would love to get to know you more. But before
Yes.
we just contact with your mom. So now finally we get to see you, and we all know that you are going to start your new life very soon. So thank you for coming today, and congratulations
Yes.
for all the amazing things coming to your life.
And all the luck to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. So this is gonna be the end of the show, and guys, just stay tuned and for the upcoming show of the My Mulan in August.
Yes.
And it's time to say goodbye to our audiences today.
Yes.
Okay.
Buy your tickets.
Bye.
Buy your tickets. Yes. Remember that.
3 different platforms. Buy Facebook, Instagram, and
Instagram,
YouTube. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And have a good night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off this. I'm gonna turn off this.
We'll just wait until it's.
Okay, so what happened?
Okay,
Okay, cool.
great job.
Good job.
Seriously,